Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am so excited for this video because we're going to be playing with a new eyeshadow palette from a brand that I am very excited about. This is the DJ's Unique Beautique The Reason Holiday Palette, and I saw the reveal of this and I just knew I had to purchase it. The color story is absolutely beautiful, so I am so excited to dig in and try these shadows for the first time. I actually did receive a palette and PR from this brand, but I haven't had the chance to film with it yet just because when I received it, it was like right when I was moving, and I have like a back pile. I feel like I keep saying this, so I haven't tried it yet, but I went ahead and purchased this anyways just because I loved the color story so much. So here is what it looks like. It is so stunning. There's beautiful pops of green and blue and like a little bit of neutral, but I just thought it was such a stunning palette and not your typical holiday color story. And even though I have a lot of blue-green palettes, there was just something about this one that stood out to me. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and start off by doing some swatches. I'm going to do an eye look, and then I'll kind of give you my thoughts so far at the end. Oh, actually, I should say too really quickly before we jump into the swatches that it did come packaged super cute. It was like gift wrapped and everything, and there was even a little extra thing in the order that said, "Your order made my day. I hope this package makes yours," and it had a cute little pair of earrings as well, which I thought was a cute touch. So let's start swatching. The first shade here is Hot Cider, which, ooh, that feels very creamy to the touch. It feels promising. It's just your typical kind of bright orange mid-tone matte. And then we have the shade Gifts, which is kind of like a mid-tone green metallic. Feels a little bit harder pressed. It's not super creamy, but it does seem to have decent pigmentation. And I was watching Just Peachy D, which she is the owner of this brand, and she said that, I believe, gosh, I can't remember which two shades she said, but some of the shimmers in here, she said that they don't work as well with the finger, but they work really well with the brush, so I'm definitely keeping that in mind. And then we have the shade Mistletoe, which is probably the one I'm most excited about. I mean, oh my gosh, it feels super creamy, and I just love a chartreuse. Oh my, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about my nails. I know they're a mess. So there's the first three shades. That shade actually looks a little bit less chartreuse swatched out. It looks more of just like a lime green. Right, next we have the shade Evergreen, which just looks like a mid-tone matte green, good pigmentation. There's Holiday, which looks like a really beautiful bright blue shimmer. And then we have the shade Family, which is a really beautiful deep teal. I have literally no idea what kind of look I'm gonna do today. Okay, next we have the shade Christ, which is a metallic blue, but it looks really shiny. We have Frosty, which is very soft, kind of icy champagne shade. I really like the way that looks. And then we have Firewood, which, ooh, okay, super pigmented deep brown. I actually really like those three colors there together. So far, I would say the shimmers just feel very like soft metallics. They don't feel super intense. All right, lastly, we have the shade Winter, which is a deep matte blue, which is super pigmented. We have Tradition, which is a deep navy. Actually, it's kind of an indigo. Again, pigmentation for the mattes feels really nice. And then we have Celebrate, which is a metallic cobalt blue. So if you like blues, this is a nice palette without just being completely monochromatic. Look at that. I really just love this color story. I think it's so fun. I'm so torn on what to do today, but I'm excited. Okay, so I already went ahead and primed my eyes with the Crow and Pebble eyeshadow primer in the shade Parchment. I'm gonna start off with the shade Mistletoe. I can't not use that right away. I'm gonna start that off on the inner portion of my crease, lightly blending it out, and then just taking whatever's left over into my crease. Not going in with a ton of product. I actually have no idea what I'm doing yet. I'm still just playing it by ear, but it's fine. I really like this color. Just gonna go ahead and pack that on a little bit more, just keep it nice and bright. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the shade Family because it looked really beautiful. I guess I could take that off. I always forget. Just taking a tiny bit of that and popping it on the middle of my crease. Just lightly blending it out. Really impressed by the pigmentation. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to dip into the shade Winter with that same brush and just put that on the last little part of my crease that's open. Just start blending it out. I'm literally going in with just a tiny, tiny little bit. I don't know if this color story screams holiday to me, but I do like it. That's for sure. Alright, so like I said, I'm just doing a little bit of that to add a pop, and I'm probably going to deepen it up more in a moment, but I first want to go ahead and start doing my lower lash line. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with a touch of the shade Celebrate, and I'm going to pop that on the outer third of the lower lash line. Just figured I'd try and use as many shades as possible today. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the shade Christ, and I'm going to put that on the center of the lower lash line. Just blending it out. And then for the inner pop, I'm going to dip into the shade Gifts right here. So pretty. Almost looks like it actually has like a little bit of a mintiness to it mixed in with the blue. Okay, I'm really, really happy with how this is looking. Like, this is absolutely stunning. I'm going to go ahead and now take a little bit of the shade Tradition, the deep navy, or wait, no, it's an indigo. I keep wanting to call it a navy, but it definitely has purple in it. And I'm going to pop that on the outer V. Look at that pigmentation. I barely even dipped in, and I tapped off the excess. My goodness. I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out as much as I can with the pencil brush. Alright, once I have that mostly blended out, I'm going to go back in with just a touch more, keeping it nice and opaque. I'm going to go back into my previous brush and just lightly blend out the edge right there. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Holiday all over my lid. I'm kind of curious to try it with a brush, try it with a finger, try it with glitter primer. There's so many options, and I only have 2 eyelids, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and start off with just my finger and see how it looks. And that looks good. It has decent pigmentation. Like I said, it's more of just like a soft metallic. Alright, I'm going to try it with a brush on the other side. Pigmentation looks about the same. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and try it wet as well, just out of curiosity to see if I can get a little bit more intensity. I'm going to take a random setting spray. Oh yeah, okay. It definitely makes it much more intense. But you can see that it also does look a little bit more like textured with the spray. Looks a little funny right there. I'm spraying the other side just to make sure that it matches. Alright, it doesn't look like I got any fallout at all, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into my pencil brush that I used for the deep blue. And I'm going to grab just a tiny bit more, like literally the tiniest amount, and blend between the lid and the outer V. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Frosty, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. I think I'm actually going to take a little bit underneath my brow bone as well. Okay, so to finish off this look, I'm going to take my Linda Hallberg Cool Mood pencil, throw that in my waterline, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, for blush today, I'm testing out the Menagerie Arthurine blush palette, so I thought I'd go ahead and pull from this. I think to go with this look, I'm going to use the shade Salmonberry. For a highlighter, I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Frosty. Just going to tap that right onto the tops of my cheekbones. And then for lips, I'm going to use the Terra Moon's lip gloss in the shade Chill. Okay guys, this is the finished look and I cannot explain how much I love it. I just feel like the tones in this palette are so pretty, and there's just something about the mixture of blues and greens here that makes it feel unique to me. I can't believe how easy it was to work with, the pigmentation, the blendability. I'm really happy with the look overall, and I'm so excited about finally trying this brand. I cannot wait to do more looks with it. I feel like I'm very, very happy. Like, this was such a good first impression. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.